What's up, everyone?
What's up?
It's Team Adventurous.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. 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 Mm.
What?
Anyways. Alrighty. So it looks like they are beginning.
Mm-hmm. Looks like they are beginning. Jeremy.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Just give me a minute here. I'm getting things sorted.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Perfect. Look at me, Caitlin. I'm so smart.
Yeah, look at you go.
There we go. It's the pedo in chief, everybody.
Yeah.
Just a few days ago, a little before 2:30 a.m. in the morning, a man smashed the back windows and broke into the home of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the third highest ranking official in America.
Mm-hmm.
He carried in his backpack zip ties, duct tape, rope, and a hammer. As he told the police, he had come looking for Nancy Pelosi.
Very interesting that
Take
the
her
story has
hostage.
changed again.
To interrogate,
Again. Yeah.
threatened to break her kneecaps. But she wasn't there.
Mm.
Her husband, my friend Paul Pelosi, was home alone.
Getting fucked by a
Assailant
prostitute.
tried to take
The same dude who, you know.
He woke him up. He wanted to tie him up. The assailant ended up using a hammer to smash Paul's skull. Thankfully, by the grace of God, Paul survived. All this happened after the assault. And it just, it's hard to even say. It's hard to even say.
Yeah,
The
because you're
assailant
senile.
entered the home asking, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" Those are the very same words used by the mob when they stormed the United States Capitol,
Which also didn't happen.
when they broke windows, kicked in the doors.
Look at
brutally
me.
attacked
I
law
can lie.
And he's like, wow.
enforcement.
Look
It's
at
like the
me.
Peter Pan theme. I can lie. I can lie. I can lie.
He's like, look at me lie so good.
It was an enraged mob that had been whipped up into a frenzy by a president repeating over and over again the big lie that the election of 2020
Oh my God. You mean like
lie that fueled the
like
dangerous
you
rise
telling people that MAGA Republicans are, you know, dangerous and something should be done about them?
We saw election officials,
Which directly led to a
election
teenager's
workers
death
in a
in
number
North
of
Dakota,
states
just saying.
Right.
missing calls, physical threats, even threats to their very lives. In Georgia, for example, the Republican Secretary of State and his family were subjected to death threats because he refused to break the law and give in to the defeated president's demand, just find him 11,780 votes. Just find me 11,780 votes. Election workers like Shay Moss and her mother Ruby Freeman were harassed and threatened just because they had the courage to do their job and stand up for the truth, to stand up for our democracy. This
We
institution,
don't live in a democracy.
this intimidation, this violence against Democrats,
Just
Republicans,
saying.
nonpartisan officials, just doing their jobs are the consequence of lies told for power and profit.
You mean like the lies BLM
conspiracy,
told when they got
malice.
people to burn down multiple
Lies
cities in the
repeated
name
over
of
and over
fake martyrs
to
who
generate
didn't give a fuck
cycle
about the
of
cause?
anger,
Right.
You mean like those
and
lies,
even
Biden?
violence. In this moment,
You mean like the lies of
we have to
Antifa
confront
and
those
people like
lies
you
with the
when
truth.
the guy in
The very
Portland just
future of
walked
our
up to a
nation
Trump supporter and
depends on
shot him point blank in the head because he was wearing
My
a MAGA
fellow
hat?
Americans,
Like those lies?
we're facing a defining moment, an inflection point. We must, with one overwhelming, unified voice, speak
There
as a
is no
country
unity in this country. You
and say
people have
there's
made sure
no
of that.
place, no
Yep.
place for voter intimidation or political violence in America, whether it's directed at Democrats or Republicans. No place, period. No place ever. Speak today near Capitol Hill, near the U.S. Capitol, the citadel of our democracy. I know there's a lot at stake in
More
these
like the
midterm
festering wound on
From
our
our
democracy.
economy,
Right.
of our
We
streets,
don't have a democracy.
Oh,
future
yes, thank you. More
healthcare,
like the
Social
festering wound
Security,
on our
Medicare,
representative
it's all
republic.
important.
Thank you, Caitlin.
But we'll have our differences. We'll have our difference of opinion. That's what it's supposed to be. But there's something else at stake. Democracy itself. I'm not the only one who's
Democracy! Democracy!
Democracy.
Hey, Caitlin, he loves democracy so much because he's a Greek. He loves little boys. It all makes sense now.
Right. Yeah.
that democracy is
Yeah.
unavoidable.
Man, they're like, if we can say this word enough,
I appeal to all Americans.
we can get people to actually believe that this is true.
Of national and generational importance. We must vote knowing what's at stake and not just the policy of the moment, but institutions as we sought a more perfect union are also at stake. We must vote knowing
It'll be a more perfect
Who
union
we've
when
been.
people like you are sent to prison
What
for the
we're
crimes
risking
they commit
becoming.
against this country.
Yes.
Mr.
fellow Americans.
I got the Ukrainian
No
prosecutor
expression of freedom is
fired.
not free. It requires constant vigilance. From the very beginning, nothing has been guaranteed about
Like, oh boy.
We've never had
Every
democracy in
generation.
America.
Never.
protected.
We're going to keep it that way.
For that's what democracy is. It's a choice, a decision.
It's mob rule, actually.
Yes.
By the people and for the people. The issue couldn't be clearer in my view. We, the people, must decide whether
My
we'll
cataract,
have
senile
fair
view.
and free elections.
Right.
And every vote.
He's like, look at my hand.
We, the people, must decide whether we're going to sustain a republic where reality is accepted
Look at my hand.
and your vote is truly sacred. We, the people, must decide whether the rule of law will prevail, whether we'll allow the dark forces that thirst for power put ahead of the principles that we've long guided us. American democracy is under attack because the defeated former president
Democracy is under attack because it doesn't fucking exist.
in the 2020 election.
Okay?
He refuses to accept the will of the people.
Keep trying to shove it down our throats.
The fact that he lost. He has abused his power and put the loyalty to himself.
Lost.
Mm-hmm.
The Constitution. And he's made a big lie, an article of faith in the MAGA Republican Party.
A big lie?
Minority
You mean
that
like
part.
the multiple lies you've
Great
told about
irony
places that you
about the
weren't,
220
people that
election.
you never met, and awards
It's
you
the
never
most
received?
attacked election
Like
Right.
those lies?
And yet,
Yeah. Colleges you never went to.
that we can be more certain of its results. Every legal challenge that could have been brought was
Or, speeches that you literally stole verbatim from other people.
Literally.
every recount confirmed the results. Wherever fact or evidence had been
We
demanded,
investigated ourselves,
they
and
go
we
out
found
and
that we have
prove
done
to be
nothing
just
wrong.
that.
Right. Because,
Single
that's above board.
extreme MAGA Republican
Yeah.
to question
Just,
not only the legitimacy of past elections
That's not what they mean by self-examination.
and into the future.
Hey, I don't like it when
MAGA
people
element of the Republican
question
Party, which
the
is
fact that I
minority of that
cheated.
party, as I said earlier.
In certain instances,
But it's a driving
possibly
force.
not saying anything wasn't
Trying
above
to
board.
succeed
Totally safe
where
and
they
secure
failed in
election.
2020.
YouTube, don't nuke my channel.
Suppress the right to vote
But I don't like it when people
and subvert
practice their free
the
speech.
electoral system
I don't like
itself.
it. So I'm going to censor them.
That
I'm going to
means
censor them by
earning
telling
your right
Twitter
to vote
to remove their stories.
and
About my
decide
son
whether
doing
your vote
crack
even counts.
and sleeping with underage prostitutes.
Instead of waiting
I'm Jared
until the
Birdie.
election is over,
Bird Jordan.
starting well before it. They're starting now. They've emboldened violence and intimidation of voters and election officials. It's estimated that there are more than 300 election deniers on the ballot all across America this year.
Well,
You can't ignore the impact.
Oh
Hold accountable!
no! Oh no! It's
I
like
want to be very clear.
Panda.
Not about me.
Oh, what's up,
Oh,
Panda?
dude.
How's
It's
it going,
about
man?
what makes America America. It's about the durability of our democracy. For democracies are more than a form of government. They're a way of being.
We're not in a democracy. Okay,
It's who we are,
people.
what we believe. Why
I
we do
believe
what
that
we
you're a
do.
piece of shit.
Democracy is simply that fundamental.
We are
We
not
must, in this moment,
in a democracy.
present ourselves and recognize
How many times do we have to say that?
we can't it any longer.
He's like, if I say it enough times, it'll be true.
We have to remember these first principles
It's meant to be because it's up to me.
of the people.
The screen has a different format.
Not the
Usually.
role of monarchs or the moneyed. but the
Yeah,
role
I
of
know,
people.
Panda. It's because I'm
It's the
streaming from a
opposite of
different
democracy.
platform.
It means
Yes.
one
It's just for this stream. It's
One
not going to be a
person.
regular thing.
entity,
Yeah.
one ideology, one party. To state the obvious, the lives of billions of people from antiquity till now have been shaped by the battle between these competing forces, between the aspirations of the many and the greed and power of the few, between the people's right for self-determination and the self-seeking autocrat, between the dreams of a democracy and the appetites of an autocracy.
Oh my God! You mean
What
like
we're
what you're
doing
trying to
now
run by
is gonna
silencing
determine
political speech
whether
by
democracy
colluding with
will
big
long
tech,
endure.
Facebook, Twitter,
In
YouTube
my
to
view,
silence
is the
speech you don't
biggest
like,
of
to
questions.
use the informational
Whether the
influence
American
provided
system
by the
that prides
censor of
an
that speech to
individual
influence an
bends toward
election
justice and
that you
depends-
ended up winning
depends
because
on
the
the
story
rule of
about
law.
your pedo
Whether
drug
that
addict
system
son
will prevail.
was completely removed as
This is the struggle we're now
misinformation, even though it was
Struggle for
verified to be
democracy.
false like 2 weeks after
Struggle
your
for
election.
decency
You mean
and
like that,
dignity.
Biden?
Struggle
Fuck,
for
I hate you so
prosperity and
much.
progress. Struggle for the very soul of America itself. Make no mistake, democracy is on the ballot for all of us. We must remember that democracy is a covenant. We need to start looking out for each other.
Oh my God. You mean like the Constitution that you routinely wipe your ass with? You mean like that covenant? The covenant you swore
This
to
is a
uphold
choice we can
in your
make.
oath of office that you've been shitting all over for years?
Yeah.
Like that?
Chaos.
An oath you swore before God, mind you.
Yes.
There's been anger before in America. There's been division before in America. But we've never given up on the American experiment. We can't do that now.
It's like, you
The remarkable thing about American democracy is this. Just enough of us
people might not be able to hold you accountable for stuff.
chosen not to just democracy, but to
But
preserve
God will.
democracy.
Right. Yeah.
We must choose that path
Mister,
again.
I'm a practicing Catholic.
Because democracy is in the ballot.
Oh boy.
Sure.
That's even worse.
And they must unite us now. What are they? Well, I think
I mean,
first,
if nothing else, it explains the
we
obsession
believe
with
the
little
vote in
kids.
America is
Am I right?
Yeah. Meh.
not denied,
Try to rebuke me on that one, libtards.
not dismissed,
Right.
not ignored.
I mean, because it's an argument even they use. So
Exactly. That's my
No,
point. It's like,
election
oh, so all
generation
Catholics are
cost us
pedos until
$500,000.
it's a Democrat.
yeah.
We must, with an overwhelming voice, stand against political violence and voter intimidation, period. Stand up and speak against it.
Oh. Oh, really?
Differences in America.
Really? Should we now? Are you sure about that?
We settle them peaceably at the battle box. The ballot box.
At the battle box?
Oh, man. He lasted 15 minutes, man. He made it 15 minutes.
Can't turn
The
away
meth is wearing off already. Damn.
The battle box. Well, I mean, it was a Freudian slip, really.
There's an alarming rise in the number of our people in this country condoning political violence or simply remaining silent.
You mean like you in your last speech?
The disturbing rise of
Yeah.
excuse political violence. Or
Yeah,
at
I
least-
seem to remember
at least
something
trying
about
to explain it
no
away.
place for these MAGA extremists.
Mhm.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Danger to our democracy must be
You know.
stopped.
Yeah.
This, that, and the
Something
other.
needs to be done about them. You know, because that's not inciting violence at all.
Or calling for violence and intimidation.
In the
Our
light of
distinct
the recent
minority.
information that came out, Panda,
But they're
about
loud and they are
Twitter
determined.
directly colluding with the government, I think if
We
it
have to
went
be
all the
more
way to the
determined.
Supreme Court, it could succeed.
All of us
Yeah.
are
They would,
political
you'd need
violence
good
and voter
lawyers, but I do
intimidation.
think it could succeed.
And I believe that's the overwhelming majority of the American people. All of us must unite to make it absolutely clear that violence and intimidation have no place in America. And
Here,
third,
here. So when do you
I
resign?
believe in democracy.
Right. And when do you plan to hold all those people accountable
No, it ain't easy.
who
When
did
do you-
stuff because you incited violence?
Always has been.
Right.
Oh, wait. You're not gonna.
Now. History and common sense tell us that liberty, opportunity, and justice thrive in a democracy, not in an autocracy.
You mean
At
like
our
what
best.
you're trying to institute by hiring
America is
on,
not a zero-sum society.
80,000 plus
For you
new
to
IRS
succeed,
agents to
someone
go
else
after
has to
mom and pop
fail.
shops with Venmo payments of
Promise
600
America's
or
big
greater?
enough
You mean
Yeah.
like that kind of
Big enough.
autocracy?
For everyone to succeed. Every generation opening the door of opportunities.
Like, people, it's gonna go back to
Generation, including those who've been-
bartering and mad money.
We believe
What's mad
we
money?
should leave no one behind.
Only cash transactions.
God. And every person.
And people keeping their cash in like the walls and their mattresses.
whose rights must be sacred as well. Individual
Well,
dignity.
cash, American cash is
Individual
going to
worth.
become worthless if this
Individual
asshole
determination.
stays in power
That's
much
America.
longer.
Yeah.
That's democracy.
It's going to be bartering.
That's
It's
what we
like,
have
hey,
to
man,
defend.
I got a bottle of whiskey I made at home.
Look, even as
You
I
can give me a
speak here
pound of
tonight,
potatoes.
27
Half a
million
pound.
people have
3/4 a
already
pound, you
cast their
asshole.
Right.
Millions more will cast their ballots in the final
It's like,
day,
hey,
8th, excuse me.
I grow
Half a
stuff.
pound, half a
This is the
pound and a
first
few
time
cups
since
of
the national
flour.
election of 2020.
Deal.
Once again,
Yeah.
we're seeing record turnout all over the country. And that's good. We want Americans to vote. We want every American's voice to be heard. Now we have to move the process forward.
It's like I want every American's voice to be heard, as long as it's the ones saying that I should be here.
Right.
Many states don't start counting those ballots until after the polls close on November 8th. That means in some cases, we won't know the winner of the election for a few days, until a few days after the election. It takes time to count
And there's
all
absolutely
legitimate
no
ballots.
reason to
In
have
a
it be
legal
that
and
way.
orderly manner.
No.
There's
It's
absolutely
always
no
been
reason it
important
has to
for
be that way.
citizens in democracy to be informed and engaged.
It's that way by
now it's
design.
important.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Be
not
patient
for
as well.
benevolent or benign
No.
reasons.
That's how it's
No.
supposed to work.
Because it gives them time to, get their shit together behind closed doors and be like, okay, this is the person we're going to tell everybody.
I wish I could
One.
say assault on a democracy had ended that day, but I cannot. As I stand here today, there are candidates running for every level of office in America, for governor, Congress, Attorney General, Secretary of State.
And also, it's odd how many people stayed in solidarity with George Floyd, but not Ashley Babbitt. Right?
This is a path to chaos in America. It's unprecedented. It's unlawful. And it's un-American. I've said before, you
I can't
love
remember
your
which one
country
was Ashley Babbitt.
only when you
The
win.
girl who was that the one who died on January
This
6th?
is no ordinary year.
Mhm.
Right.
So I ask you to think long and
Yeah,
hard
crazy how that
about
works.
the moment we're in.
Yeah.
Typical year.
Thought the government was
We're
killing
often not
people is
faced with
always
questions
bad.
of whether the vote we
Apparently
cast
not
will
when it's
preserve
someone you disagree
democracy
with.
or put us at
Yeah.
risk.
Gee, that sounds a lot like
This year
autocracy
we
to me.
are.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I hope you'll make the future of our democracy an important part of your decision to vote and how you vote. Hope you'll ask
And the future of the democracy that hasn't been implemented yet because
that
we
person
just won't die.
the American people,
Right.
people voting in his district or her district.
That goddamn.
Will that person accept
These
the
mad
outcome of the
Republicans,
election, win or
they
lose?
keep refusing the ways we try to kill them.
The answer to that
They
question
survived the
is
riots.
vital.
They survived the vaccine.
In my opinion, it should be decisive.
It's going to take a nuke to kill these
And
guys.
the answer to
It's
that
like,
question,
look. It's like,
I
look.
better call Putin.
the country we
Tell them
love
to
so
start
much.
a war. We use that as a cover for World War III.
So much
We'll
possible.
bomb Americans with nukes. And they'll all
Too
be
many
dead.
people
And I
sacrifice
can
too
sniff all the
much for
kids
too
I
many
want.
years.
Yeah,
Just to walk
I'm
away
Jerry
from
Bird.
the project
Amber Jordan.
because we've enjoyed our
Oh my god. It's like, well, dude, because the whole everybody has to get vaccine thing only worked on your own people.
Right.
we know democracy at risk.
It's like
like-
crazy.
We also know
You
this,
can't kill sheeps.
within our power.
You can't
Each and every
kill
one of us to
wolves and
preserve
lions
our
with
democracy.
sheep traps.
And I
It just
believe we
doesn't
will.
work that way.
Yeah.
I know this country. I know we will. You have the power.
Yep.
It's your
It's
choice.
like, I'm sorry that all of your monkeys are sheep running around in wolves' clothing because it makes them feel all badass.
Your hand
But,
and your ballot. Americans, we'll meet this moment. You just need to remember who we
Oh,
are. We are the United States of America. There's
Mhm.
nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together.
Yeah, we just need to start
God
by
bless
getting
you
evil,
all.
corrupt politicians
May
like
God
you out of
protect our
office and
troops.
into jail where you belong.
God bless those standing guard over our democracy. Thank you. Godspeed.
Standing guard over democracy that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's not happened yet. Oh, it's like, oh, please fuck up. Please fuck up. I'm just kidding. I was hoping he was gonna trip. Like, trip
I'm-
as you
I'm
walk down the
very
stairs.
I am very much surprised that he made it through most of that without any. They must have given him a really hard hitting dose, or like a really effective cocktail this time. Anytime he has a major speech like this, they seem to give him a particularly effective cocktail that keeps him cognizant for, upwards of 30.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he did trip there just a teensy bit.
I know. I was there, Caitlin. I saw it.
But I was hoping it would have been a little more than that, but that's okay. I was like, come on.
There you have it, folks. Biden basically begging people, please, please don't hold us accountable if we fake this election.
Right.
All right. I'm going to go to the gym now and work off all this unsurmountable rage.
Right. All this unsolicited
Christ,
sludge.
Insurmountable. When you say something wrong, you instantly regret it.
Like, wait.
Unsurmountable. I am an artist. Yes.
Yes. You are a genius. Yeah.
Oh crap! Are you going to stream after gym later? Yeah, we'll probably be on for the politics stream. It might be a little bit delayed because like I said, I'm going to go to the gym now, which is later than normal. So yes, there will be a politics stream later, but gym stream right now. Gonna switch clothes and go lift heavy things.
Yep.
So thanks everyone who showed up. Appreciate you being here and watching. And for God's sakes, get out and vote. Red down ticket. Red down ticket. And if there's a particular red candidate that you can't vote for, just skip his name. Or vote for the third party candidate in that race. Even better, vote for the third party candidate in that race.
Yep. Because there is always a neither option.
And outside of that, God be with you. Welcome to the adventure.
Welcome to the adventure.